Magic the Gathering is a trading card game created in 1993 by the gaming company Wizards of the Coast. The gameplay is based on 2 or more players using a deck of printed Magic cards. Each game represents a battle between characters called Planeswalkers. Each card represents a spell, a creature, an item, an artifact, or even a Planeswalker himself. Each player starts with 20 life points. When this life total drops to 0, or when that person's out of cards to draw from their deck, that person loses. Cards become valuable due to rarity or utility within the game. So, the question is, who plays Magic the Gathering?
When I first heard of Magic the Gathering, I pictured really nerdy people playing it. Like people who didn't grow up from playing Pokemon and they're still playing. And then, I mean, I'm pretty nerdy myself. I play a lot of video games, but these are people I'd be looking at them wow, dude, I'm a nerd and I'm saying you're pretty nerdy. Not in a good way, the bad way.
So yeah, I started playing 5th or 6th grade, and I was collecting as well. And then when I got a big collection, then I wanted to play.
I started playing Magic about 5 years ago when I was in the 8th grade. Yeah, so I was about 14. I had recently played other card games, so I figured when I was gonna transition into high school, I figured, hey, well, why not move on to a more mature styled game?
At DVC, there's this room called the Rec Room, and then some people call it the Nerd Room. One of my friends calls it the Pit. People
would always sweat and the smell would come out of their pores, and when I walk into the card shops, it'd just be kind of nasty. And that's why I think it might be somewhat of a turn-off to walk into a card shop, because people might get that smell of just...
Well, when I worked at Collector's Corner, it was fun. Just have all these kids come in and they, walking up to me oh, Manny's the walking encyclopedia of cards. Ask Manny, he works there, he knows everything.
I remember seeing the prices $3 a pack or $15 a tournament. Those add up. Could take a big chunk of your budget.
I have spent well over $2,000, perhaps even more, since I started playing Magic.
Yeah, when you go to the books and you look at how much you spent lifetime, it's I could probably wallpaper this room twice over.
Then one day, my friend Kenji, he invited me to play at a tournament in Berkeley, and I guess he wanted me to start. And I was what the heck, I have nothing else to do, so I decided to go play.
Magic was definitely a more competitive game. It was, compared to other card games, it was very more intricate.
And then when I got a big collection, then I wanted to play. Just because I had so many cards, I was might as well learn how to play the game. And it actually turned out to be a really fun experience, just learning strategies and different colors and mechanics and themes.
At the store, there's this guy named Manny who's working, and he seemed pretty cool. He actually gave me a free deck. It was a $20 deck just to show me how to play. And then so the tournament went on for a couple hours, and of course, me not knowing how to play, I got beat pretty badly. But after that, I had this weird urge to learn how to beat people.
Well, I really enjoyed going to Friday night tournaments. I spent $5 here, $10 here, another 20 here. But it really wasn't just for what I would win. It was just for the fun of playing in a tournament and getting that competitive feeling, which this game actually brought to me.
That whole competitive trying to win thing, it's pretty addicting, I guess.
Nerd rage, yeah, they get that nerd rage. It's not just for Magic, but it's just as much for one game and any other. Then there are the sore losers. Those are the people who spend hella time perfecting their deck, and they're this is totally gonna work, and they show up at the store next day and get smashed on so hard, and they'll just be screw this shit.
Some guy actually said, you suck, you're gonna lose. And I beat him, and then he kind of started crying, and it was kind of funny.
And then after the tournament, I started getting really into it. I went home, I started looking up cards, strategies, and deck build. I only made one deck, but pretty much the strategy in the deck was, if I could somehow get these 2 cards off, in 2 turns, I'd pretty much win. And then I started finding out more of my friends played it. I actually went into the Rec Room.
So I definitely don't play as much now as I used to, but it's still on my mind just as much.
And after a while, like spending time looking up strategies and just playing the weekly tournaments, like I actually got a job, and I guess I didn't really have enough time anymore. Like I had a job taking pictures at a studio, and DVC also took up a lot of time. And then just hanging out with my friends at church and all that, like my social life, I didn't have room for Magic.
I don't have time for this. Like if I don't write this paper, I'm screwed. But I'll try to persist, like keep it in my schedule. Like right now, with a lot of my artwork, and I'm working on a comic book. So it's always great to go back and look at 10,000 different pictures just to have a really great like visual database.
Definitely my career playing Magic, I did meet a whole bunch of different characters, and that actually brought something to the game, so that was kind of cool.
In the end, I just go, you know, I don't care. I had fun. It was a great hobby. Yeah, again, I think I'd be a little more bored right now.
After like that couple weeks, I joined the Magic community. Met some pretty cool guys like Manny. I still hang out with him every so often. I actually got pizza with him in Berkeley a couple days ago. But yeah, sometimes now when I'm at DVC, even though I don't play anymore, I'll just drop by the rec room and hang out, chat with some of my friends that play, and like I know the gameplay and I can still follow it. But after joining in, I met a couple of pretty cool guys that play Magic.